Hello everyone, today we're going to be reviewing Oblivion. And Oblivion is a sci-fi flick where the Earth was at war with an alien race called the Scavengers. The Earth won the war, but they were forced to move off planet while the Scavengers lived on Earth. Jack Harper is one of the only Earthlings still on the planet, and as he is a drone repairman. The drones are responsible for getting water to the Earthlings up in space, and they are responsible for killing off any remaining Scavengers. So basically, Jack Harper is doing his thing, yada yada yada, until one day, a spacecraft crashes into Earth, and the only survivor is a mysterious woman. This leads to a bunch of chain of events that makes Jack question everything he knows, and has the fate of humanity in his hands. Now, this movie has a bunch of problems. Let's start off with the characters. Your main character is Jack Harper. He's played by Tom Cruise. Now, Tom Cruise is a good actor. He's very consistent. Every single movie he's in, he does a good job, even in the bad movies. And this is no exception. He puts in a decent performance. Nothing too amazing, but nothing bad. But the character Jack is very bland and boring. He has no personality whatsoever, and he's just, boring to watch. No one wants to watch a guy that really has no emotions. He's more of a plot device than almost a hero, you know? It was just not very exciting to watch, and not the kind of hero you want in your big sci-fi epic. Morgan Freeman plays Beach, and even though he's heavily marketed, he's barely in the movie, I swear. He's only in it for 10 minutes. So there's almost nothing to really decide about the character. Andrea Riseborough plays Jack's partner, Victoria, who is just very unlikable. She's just, no one wants to see her on the screen because she's so mean and unlikable, and she's just, ugh. Olga Kurylenko plays Julia, the mysterious woman that Jack finds in the wreckage, and she is also no personality and very bland. So basically, we're working for an all-star cast here. The story is very dull. It takes an hour for anything real to happen. And even after that, it just keeps dragging and dragging. Eventually, they do work up to doing some things of the story, but it's not satisfying compared to what we had to sit through to finally get to it. The special effects are the main reason the movie was made, and where almost all the budget went, and they're nice, they are. I'll admit it, they're very nice to see. But I've seen better in a bunch of movies actually, so really, I don't see the point. The setting of Earth is all gray and it's all dystopian, and we've seen that a million times before. It doesn't do anything different from almost every other sci-fi flick. So it's just boring to watch. The action scenes are very formulaic. Basically, it's boom boom, shoot shoot. It's nothing is really creative, or nothing is something you wouldn't see in a normal movie. I will say there is a scene in a canyon, and it's an aerial battle. That one, if more of the action scenes were like that, it'd be better. That's the only scene, and even though it's decent, it's not good enough to really ascend the movie to anything better than it was. So basically, there's not a lot of good things about the movie, but there are a couple good things. There's a bunch of twists later on in the story, and I will say some of them are decent, and you don't really see them coming, and they do make sense in the context, but again, it doesn't help the story really overall. The acting is decent, even though the characters aren't. The acting itself is pretty good, I've seen a lot worse. And the direction and cinematography is fine as well, They're taking pretty good shots, and they really seem to know what they're doing, so there's not a lot of real problems on the technical side of things. But then, things like that, the small things that do work, get interrupted by a metallic score, which can go from nice to very loud and banging and irritating. And then you have a huge overuse of flashbacks. I swear, there's 20 in this movie alone. They really don't, and they barely do anything. Half of them are the same repeated stock footage. It was like I was watching Hanna-Barbera. Oh, I did not like this movie. I'm sorry, but it's my first negative review, and I have to give it a 4 out of 10. I'm gonna call it bad movie. There's not a lot of good things about it, and the ones that aren't really important enough to really overshadow the main bad things with it. So therefore, sorry Oblivion, you get a bad.